this is Ron.
Ron, this is Sean. How are you?
Fantastic, Sean.
Excellent. If you got time, you're ready to go?
I am ready to go, and I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Sean Fox, and I'm talking to Ron Keel, who has a brand new band, which I'm pretty excited about. What's the name of the band, Ron?
The Badlands House Band.
And this hasn't been around for very long, right? This is a fairly new band for you.
We did our first show in August, so we're about 7 months deep on the recording, touring, and performing aspect of this project. It's been in the works for about a year, and we are the musical voice of Badlands Pawn Gold and Jewelry, the home of guns, gold, and rock and roll in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Basically a rock and roll Disneyland here in Sioux Falls, where we've got a shooting range, a radio station, a TV network, a music department, a deli, a bar, a lounge, a casino, a live concert venue, and so much more. And
wow.
We're kind of the soundtrack to all this mayhem.
Wow, that's you could live there and never have to go anywhere the rest of your life.
That's correct. That's the plan. I do live here. I've been here for a year and love the Midwest and love what we're doing here at Badlands, especially with the Badlands House Band. And, of course, we're excited to come to Waterloo this Friday night with Hairball.
Yeah, and that's one thing, too. Everybody's excited to see you guys because this is something that we've kind of talked about a little bit, and we're posting stuff on the Facebook page. Personally, I got to say, Ron, I am in my low 40s, and I grew up in the 80s with my favorite bands, Keel being one of my faves. So
wow,
to be talking to you, sir, is I'm trying to hold back from being fanboy, honestly.
No, hey, that's an honor, man. I appreciate that people know my history. I was lucky to have one hell of a ride in the '80s. Sold a few million records with my band Keel. It was produced by Gene Simmons of Kiss, and it has been a wild ride. It's brought me here to the Midwest now to put an exclamation point on that career, and so many dreams come true. I'm just excited to be reliving the dream bigger and better than ever now.
Wow. Well, that's great. Now, this is kind of what I'm talking about because I'm kind of excited to see this, too. Now, after the, for lack of better description, hair band days, which I hate that because it was all great music for me, you left that behind and actually got into the country side of things, didn't you? Kind of a country western pop kind of thing?
I did. When all was said and done and the 80s came crashing down around us, no longer had a record deal, and all of a sudden the beach house was gone, the sports cars were gone, and,
wow.
and I was left with the guitar and the desire to create and perform and entertain people, which is always at the core of my being, and started to pour out country music. I mean, it's not something you can just put on a hat and be country. I have those deep roots in the South. I was born in Georgia. My dad was a country musician. Country music seemed to resonate with me on a human level, and the songwriting style that country music employs has become a big part of what I do. And I'm the metal cowboy. I've got one foot on either side of the fence. I love metal. I love arena rock. I love the excitement, the energy, the adrenaline, the electricity. But I also love the ability to tell a story within a song and to sing about real life.
Well, that's kind of what you've got here now, putting this band together with the Badlands House Band. You've kind of got the best of both worlds, wouldn't you say?
That is true. We do have a great mix of music from the metal to the cowboy, and try to combine those elements of my personality into the musical direction of the band. And it is loud, it is powerful, it is screaming, but it makes sense as well. So, I've enjoyed being able to reinvent myself in this persona. I certainly haven't left my metal or rock fans behind. I appreciate them, like yourself, that have come along for the ride.
Well, that's what I've noticed too. When I've been spending some time, listening to the new release there, as well as checking out the website. And as you say, you haven't left too much of that metal behind because here's pictures of you on stage with Stephen Pearcy from Rat. There's Don Dock in there next to you, Jack Blades from Night Ranger, Kip Winger, Mark Slaughter. You're still kind of doing things in that arena, but you're putting a kind of a southern style on it.
Well, Badlands House Band has a lot of special guests. Paul Stanley from Kiss was a guest at our very first show ever.
Wow. Jack
Blades from Night Ranger, all those names that you just mentioned. And next week we're actually playing a show in Sioux Falls with Dave Ellefson from Megadeth, and I'll be singing, Symphony of Destruction and Peace Sells and stuff like that. So, I grew up in an environment where there was no musical prejudice, whether it was classical music or jazz or funk or pop or Motown or southern rock or heavy metal. To me, it's all music, and even heavy metal now has so many different variations of it, whether it's death metal or this kind of metal or that kind of metal. To me, it's all rock and roll, man.
I agree. You and I have a lot in common in that way, actually. Now, when it comes to the band, tell me a little bit about this band that you put together.
Well, I was able to create my dream team of players when I got the job as band leader for Badlands Spawn and the Badlands House Band, and I brought along some pretty amazing guys for this ride with me. It was fairly easy choosing the musicians because I only had 5 musician friends that survived the apocalypse. So the choice was easy. The bass player, El Diablo, has been with me for 18 years. He was a member of Keel for the last 8 years, and some other bands that I've been in for the last couple of decades. One of the lead guitar players, D.C. Cawthorn, he's the rock guy, man. He's the Randy Rhoads, Warren DeMartini, George Lynch kind of shredder of the band. Yeah. He did my solo tour in 2014 on the Metal Cowboy Tour, and we became great friends. And somebody that I wanted to bring along into this project. And the other lead guitar player, Steve Doc Purcell, he's a Nashville picker, but he's got a heavy metal heart as well. He's done my metal gigs, my rock gigs, my acoustic gigs, and lots of other shows with me for the last 10 years. So I was able to handpick my dream team and combine all these amazing talents into this band. And not only musically are they amazing, but they have a wonderful character as well, a desire to entertain, and the combination is just magic.
So far, I'm loving this. I mean, I'm kind of getting all excited about this already, and we're still, maybe a couple days away from the show coming up on Friday night at McElroy Auditorium.
Yeah, I encourage everybody in your area to get excited about this show. With Hairball and the Badlands House Band, it's a fantastic combination because both bands really complement each other well. We've appreciated the opportunity to go out on the road with Hairball in 7 states now. For the past 7 months, we've been on tour with these guys, and it's just a fantastic combination. We will do a lot of the songs that people know and love. Our music is deeply rooted in that American work ethic that we hold sacred. A lot of songs that I guarantee you're going to have your fist in the air, you're going to be singing along, and you're going to hear some songs that you know and love, and treated Badlands House Band style.
Right, and reading some of the notes that I've seen here on the website, which other people can check out as well. I don't want to give out too much away, but there's a very special part of the night that people should expect to really get into.
Well, it's all special for us. I mean, from the opening song to the finale, it's all special, and we try and make each moment and each song something that people will remember and enjoy. I believe you're probably referring to the American Medley, which is a medley of songs that we've created to pay tribute to the American way and these values that we hold sacred. And this one always works. It's songs that some of the greatest American-themed classics in rock history, from American Pie to Born in the USA, and we jack up the energy level quite a bit on some of these tunes.
Right. I'm looking forward to that. That sounds very cool. One last question before I let you get on with what you got to do. For fans like me who still go back to the days of the 80s and Keel and stuff, is there any of those songs that you pull out of the catalog from Keel that you bring into this?
Now, we do The Right to Rock, of course, which was my signature hit from 1985, produced by Gene Simmons, and the song that really put me on the map. In an opening set, I'm not sure if we're going to have time for that at Waterloo or not. If you want to get a taste of what this band is all about and what we're doing, I highly encourage, take 5 minutes, go to badlandshouseBand.com and view the new music video for Ghost Riders in the Sky. This video clip is a celebration of everything that this band is about, and everywhere and everything that we've done the last 7 months. It's got our greatest, it's like a highlight reel of great moments from the Badlands House Band's short but memorable history. So that new video clip for our single, Ghost Riders in the Sky, is online now at badlandshouseBand.com.
Agreed. I totally agree with you. Well, Metal Cowboy, Ron Keel, thank you very much for the time to talk about everything going on with the band, and, of course, you guys opening up for Hairball this weekend. It's Friday night at the McElroy Auditorium here in Waterloo. It's going to be a great night of some real great rock and roll music. So thanks so much, Ron, to talk to me.
Yeah, it really is. Thank you for the opportunity. That's 6:30 doors, and the show starts at 7:30. We'll see you in Waterloo on Friday night. Let's rock.